Welcome to Fly Network's Top 10. Today we're going to be looking at the top 10 Adult Swim action cartoons. There may be some cartoons that you don't see or anime that you might not see on this list. Most likely it's on the Toonami list, so check that out if you haven't seen it. And also, like I said, it's only action shows. I already did the funny Adult Swim cartoons, so check that list out too as well. Before we get into the list, make sure you like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be up to date on all our stuff. Like I said, this is my list, and if you don't like it, argue with your mama. Let's get right into it.
Number 10.
Coming in at number 10, Asha. This was a pretty entertaining show for at the time. It's not that exciting to me. It had a great storyline, but it just wasn't really executed. It was like a boring love story. This anime is more for like teens, but it was still entertaining. Like I said, I watched it in my teen years, so I really did enjoy it, man. I just wish it was just a little more action or more funner. I don't know.
Number 9.
Coming in at number 9, Lupin the Third. Yeah, Lupin the Third is a very, very fun. I think it was pretty decent animation, but it was a very fun anime in my opinion. I really love the little crazy shenanigans they used to get into on trying to steal something and how they used to get away from the cop. I don't know what his name is, I can't remember, but it had a nice it had a nice balance, man. It was very, 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 very entertaining in my opinion, and I still love this show. I still watch it to this day.
Number 8.
Coming in at number 8, Wolf Rain. This is a very underrated anime. I really don't hear people talk about it too often, and the only time I got to watch it was on Adult Swim. One of the things I loved about the show is like in a post-apocalyptic world, and there was some wolves that was like dressed up as humans. Not dressed up, but disguised as humans, walking around, but ultimately they were just trying to get to the promised land. That's what it was called on the show as well, and it was a really good story, man. Really great telling. I really enjoyed it, and it had great animation.
Number 7.
Tryon was a great show. It followed the main protagonist, I said it wrong, Vash the Stampede, and he was kind of like a goofy guy, but he was really cold with the gunplay and all that stuff. Whatever. I'm not going to give you a whole backstory of the show. You need to just watch it. It's really good. It had pretty decent animation and a great storyline, man. He not really running away from his past, but dealing with some of the stuff and in a happy-go-lucky way, trying not to cause any more harm than he used to, man. It was a really good show, man. Check it out if you haven't already.
Number 6.
Coming in at number 6, Death Note. This is a great telling of a guy getting a book and able to kill anybody who he writes in the book. I know it's kind of simple the way I explained it, but it's a great telling, man. I think it's a great spin on the murder mystery type of genre of anime, and it's really well animated, man. If you haven't checked out Death Note, you definitely should.
Number 5.
Coming in at number 5, Neon Genesis. Man, this cartoon is amazing, dog. Great animation all the way through and through. It was just a great story. It was really different though, man. If you haven't checked it out, definitely check it out. I really don't want to give it away by talking about the storyline, but it was like a coming of age kind of situation, but with a whole new different type of spin at the end of it. Definitely check it out if you haven't already.
Number 4.
Coming in at number 4, Foodie Cooie. This is one of the best animations, animes that was on Adult Swim. Of course, that's why it's on my top 10. But I love the music. I love the brightness of the animation. I love the animation in its own and the cartoony feel that it has, like the over the top things that used to go on the show, and it was just a big draw in for me, man. Especially, I think I mentioned it already, but especially the music and the ballads they used to have on here. Really dope, man. Great storyline. Check it out.
Number 3.
If you know anything about me, you know I love swords, ninjas, and samurais. No wonder Samurai Shampoo come in at number 3. This was a great anime that had all those elements introduced into it. It also had great animation, great music, and even better fight scenes. Love this anime. If you haven't checked it out, you definitely need to, man. It also had a pretty dope name, Samurai Shampoo, man.
Number 2.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is simply amazing. Greatly animated, let me rephrase that. Great fight scenes, just a great storyline. I love the way the magic was implemented in the show, and it was just an all-around just great anime, man. It makes you feel some type of things. You know how you watch something, you can just feel it in your stomach, feel it in your gut, man. It's just one of those type of animes, man. If you haven't checked it out, you are doing yourself a disservice. You need to check it out.
When Tokyo police needed a crime solved, they turned to Jimmy Kudo, an
Number 1.
And number 1 should be no surprise. Cowboy Bebop is one of the best animes I ever watched. Literally, when I do a top 10 animes, Cowboy Bebop is definitely in that top 10, and it ain't number 10. This show has some of the best music, one of the best plots, just some of the best animation, best voice actors, man. Like literally Spike and all the other folks. I don't even feel like naming everybody's name. It's kind of late while I'm recording this, but it's just an all-around dope show, man. And if you haven't watched it, don't even talk to me. So that's my top 10. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. And if you don't like my top 10, you must wasn't listening at the beginning. Argue with your mama, don't argue with me. But let me know in the comments below, what would you put in your top 10? And remember, Toonami and Adult Swim thread a thin line. Like a lot of the shows that was on Toonami was on Adult Swim, and vice versa. So it's kind of confusing when I was making this list. I had to really look up and see which one was on which. Here's my top 10 Toonami shows if you haven't checked it out yet. And here's my top 10 funny Adult Swim shows if you haven't checked that one out. Thank you, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.